All right. Welcome everyone to another episode of How I Met Your Mortgage. As always, I'm your host, Adam Smith, with Just the Tips Coaching. And we've got a first-time guest today who's certainly going to bring us a wealth of knowledge through this conversation. At least I hope he will. And it has been on our books for a long, long time. This is a good friend and colleague of mine out of the Las Vegas, Nevada area. So welcome to the show, Clay Schmeisser. Hey, Clay, how are you, man?
What's up, man? Good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. You doing all right? Sounds like you got a lot going on these days.
Yeah, things are pretty wild. Trying to figure out life,
Wow, if you figure that out, then we will absolutely have you back on the show so you can share with us all what
Yeah.
those
Good luck to me.
secrets are. Good luck to you, absolutely. No question. So I'd already told our audience that you are a virgin to this. We're going to pop your cherry here on this episode.
Sweet.
And that you are in the mortgage space and that you are in Las Vegas, Nevada, America's playground, which has always seemed like a weird place for me to live. To visit, yeah, okay, from time to time. To work, yeah, there are people there. There's houses, there's homeowners, there's people who live, work, and breathe in Las Vegas.
Lots of them.
Yeah, lots of them. It's just that those of us don't live there and visit from time to time kind of
Yeah.
have a hard time making the connection. But all those people you see dealing blackjack and serving in restaurants and performing in shows, they live and work in Las Vegas, as do you.
Yeah. Born and raised here, and almost 22 years in this mortgage business. Man, it's pretty wild.
That's pretty wild. You're the gray in your beard shows it though, man.
Bro, this was black
I
3 years ago.
That's funny because I can't remember how old the picture is. It wasn't that long, maybe 5 years ago. I found one around this time of year. We were carving jack-o'-lanterns. And I was like, wow, my hair was short. My beard was still brown. What the hell happened? I think it was 6 years. Like, what the hell happened in the last 6 years?
It changes quick.
Oh, yeah, the mortgage business. Yeah, that
Yeah.
went on over the last 6 years. Well, okay, so give us a little bit of background. How did you get into the mortgage space?
Wow. Got out of school, basically got back to Vegas December of 03. And I went to school to be a doctor, which is funny. Wanted to be a professional team trainer. Got back to Vegas and wasn't any really jobs to do there. So my friend's dad owned a mortgage broker and he's like, you should do this. And I'm like, cool. What is it?
What is it? That's so
So-
true. It's one of those vague money jobs.
Yeah. He goes, you're good with math. You can talk to people and I think you'd be great. I'm like, cool, but what is it? What do I do? And then his dad goes on a 6-month vacation and I had to teach myself everything.
God, that's not too dissimilar. My earliest part of this world was a few years before that. I'm trying to think exactly how many. I mean, we've surpassed 20 years of me being a broker owner. So yeah, it was probably somewhere in that neighborhood, 25-ish. And yeah, I was basically given like a list of names and numbers to cold call.
Yes.
And a desk and a computer and a pad on the bottom, good luck, sport.
Yeah.
Oh, and a copy of Calyx Point.
I think we started with not Encompass. What was before Encompass? I just went blank.
I cannot tell you. I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but it was so not fun.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think LOS is fun still.
Genesis. It was called Genesis.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a flashback.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my team still uses Calyx, and it hasn't changed any in 25 years.
Well, it's easy on the front end for LOs, but like the back end, I just hear it's a nightmare sometimes.
I'm not going to make. I've got a couple of LOAs that deal with the back end stuff and have to do call reports and that sort of thing. I'm not going to drag that into this conversation because they're going to.
That's for another story.
Yeah, they're going to start popping into the comments saying, "Yeah, we hate you," and yeah, we hate.
Damn it, Adam!
Yeah, damn you, damn you. Well, they don't say that when I sign the checks.
Touche.
All right. So, and in the time I've known you, which is probably starting to reach or breach a decade, you've had some significant differences as well. You've done some retail, you've done some wholesale, you've done some drag racing.
Lots of drag racing.
Highly entertaining to me, being a car guy. I'm not much of a Mopar guy, but for those of you that don't know Lone Racer, you can certainly Google that shit and you'll find Clay and his black and green demon, which, yeah, is a ridiculous automobile beating 10-second quarter miles and probably yanking 1,000 horsepower plus at the wheels. And I think it has a parachute.
Does have a parachute, and we're running low eights.
Yeah, a low eights. Oh my god!
Yeah.
There's a law somewhere that when you exceed a certain horsepower, you got to have a parachute.
150 miles an hour is the main one.
Okay. I've seen 150 without a parachute, but not all that often, and certainly not as I've gotten older. All right. Tell us about where you're at now. Are you wholesale? Are you retail? Are you managing? Are you running a branch? Are you dealing with LOs and LOAs and all of that shit? Give us a fast forward into the current.
Just myself and a processor now, just running my own P&L for Envoy, which is it's a retail. I love it though. It's full disclosure. It's one of the best places I've worked. So that comes a lot. I've had my own company. I've done retail, like you said. I've done broker, wholesale. I've done it all. And it doesn't matter where you work. If you get deals, you can get deals closed.
Okay, well, let's talk about that some, because there's been an evolution of how that's come to play for you. We talked about, how it started back 20 some years ago. And of course, you probably knew a few people. You were essentially a kid, early 20s.
I was super early 20s. Yeah.
Okay.
I had no idea. Super young, right out of college.
Right, and just kind of had to figure it out. Who to talk to and what to talk about and how to, basically have conversations that circumnavigate the buying and refinancing of homes. And now, after all this time, it's likely, if not all, the brunt of your business is repeat and referral. Clients, client referrals, referral partner relationships, real estate agents, that kind of shit. So there was obviously an evolution over that time. Where, just for our audience's sake, where did you find really great success in lead sources? And I'm not talking about, buying Zillow shit off the internet, but, the things that you've done in your lead gen work over the last couple of decades. And what were some of the follies? Where would you say, like, don't buy Zillow leads?
I was so against Zillow leads for the longest time. Then they worked and then they didn't. But I get deals from realtors. And if I, go back in time, I was the guy that fixed files. Like, give me your fallouts. Let me see if I can fix them. And I got really good at it because, I noticed that people weren't reading guidelines correctly, including underwriters. That's another story.
That's a major folly still.
Yeah. It's like the underwriters sometimes pacify you to get you off the phone when they're telling you the wrong stuff. You're like, this isn't correct. Like, what are you doing?
Well, and I think the biggest frustration on my part is when I have to pay my team, who gets paid by the hour, to educate underwriters on guidelines.
Yes, so frustrating.
That's not their job. It's not my job. You should know this shit. So for me to be paying somebody an hourly wage to teach you your job drives me up a wall. But again, one of the follies of being in the wholesale space.
It happens on retail too. It's everywhere, man. It's but over the years I've gotten, I don't know, more grace and not attacking people like I used to, and
more patience.
Patience. We're all human. We make mistakes. I make mistakes. But it just happens. And how do you fix it? So
okay, that's a good one. So are you doing anything unique in your lead gen work now? I mean, obviously we know you do some social media work and some video work, and we probably bang the phones a bit, those kinds of things. But as far as it goes, it's just the normal evolution of what goes on into the loan originator space.
Yeah. I just try to stay top of mind, man. It's corny, but if you're not staying top of mind, somebody else is. I know, but it's cliche. Like, if you're not doing it, somebody else is. And
it is cliche. Yep. Absolutely. And I think that there's some truth to, if you're not doing the shit you need to be doing, if you're not doing the work, someone else will. Someone else will. But I do think there's a lot to be said for people that are doing the work and doing it in a different manner, right? Like the book, The Purple Cow, right? Be the purple cow. Be the one that sets yourself apart. Be the one that gets that attention. drive a fucking race car, wear neon green, whatever the hell it is, right?
Yeah.
That sets you apart.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody who knows you to any degree, even the people that just know of you, that don't know the Lone Racer, that don't know 777 Boom,
Boom.
Boom, these kinds of things. And
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily paying attention to what is going on in the way of branding or in the way of lead gen for a lot of our colleagues, unless it's something I'm helping them with. If it's a coaching client, then obviously, because we're helping them shape that, we're helping them with branding, so on and so forth. But I know these things about you. Now, granted, we've been friends for quite a while. I've visited you in Vegas a couple of times. I've been in your office, those sorts of things. Well, an old office of yours.
Old office.
I don't think you're still.
We don't have. Nope.
That giant space was.
That was so big. It was crazy and
expensive. I think it was a Saturday, and it was just you and me. And oh my god, it felt like cavernous.
Yeah,
it was
that's how it was.
So huge.
After COVID, man, nobody came in. Clients, people in the office. We had 20 something people in the team between LOs and ops, and myself and like one other two would come in, and we would play ping pong because we had a ping pong table.
So. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I go into the office a couple of days a week, maybe. And I've got people on my team that maybe go one day a week. Yeah. In fact, a real estate agent that I work with asked if she could use the office to meet with a client today. I was like, yeah, feel free.
Send it. Yeah.
Nothing going on in there. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I absolutely get it. And actually this is funny because I wouldn't necessarily avoid the office per se, but like you said, during COVID, we brought all of the podcasting equipment home. I brought my equipment home. Jen brought her equipment home, so on and so forth. And it just never made its way back to the office.
That's how I am.
I'm always here on Mondays doing work and then interrupting that for the podcast. Here we are. Yep. And then it just never really seemed to return to what I guess was considered normal in 2019.
There's no normal. It's just whatever.
All right. Fair enough. I guess it is what it is. All right. So you've had some ups and downs with and I don't mean the whole business is ups and downs, right? Life is ups and downs. I know you well enough to know in your personal life there have been ups and downs and things with kids and with aging parents and on and on, all of that shit that Gen X has to deal with.
Just happens. Yep.
Yeah. It's just where we're sitting. The caretaker generation is one of the dubs that we get because we are dealing with boomers and helping them, and we are dealing with millennials and Gen Z and helping them, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's definitely a unique space to be in, but specifically on your business and specifically on your team structure, you've gone to the point where you've had LOs and LOAs and processors and down to where it's just now you and a processor.
Yeah.
And what are some of the highlights and lowlights of that? I mean, obviously managing LOs, and I've been there, is like herding cats.
It is. I like it though. I like it.
The first time I was offered that job was before I started my own brokerage. And I've had a few LO employees over the years. But when I was working for somebody else, still in the wholesale space, and was asked if I would be sales manager, for lack of a better term, a producing branch manager, I think would be the term we'd use historically. On paper, it sounded great. You get like a 7% override. I don't know what the number was on all their production, and you'll still be able to produce yourself, and you'll get a little bump in what you're doing. And I had absolutely no control over who they were hiring. And this is before mortgage licensing existed in Colorado.
Oh, baby.
Right. So they're hiring, restaurant cooks and strippers. And you'd think that would happen more in Vegas than in Denver. But nope, that's actually what's going on. So none of them know what the fuck they're doing. So I'm spending all my time helping them manage deals that are never going to close with no time to work on my own deals. And anything times zero is still zero.
I know the feeling.
Okay. But you've had a much greater slice of success dealing with LOs and managing them and employing them. And I know that you and I both feel the same way about how great teaching is, how great educating is, how great helping people further their career is, those kinds of things we've always done. Hence the reason we started coaching LOs, God, I don't know, 15 years ago, give or take.
You've been there for a long time.
I've been doing this for a long time. Shit, we've been doing this podcast for 8 years. I think this is our 8th year. Something to that effect. Yeah.
That's my first time. Jeez.
It's your first, and here we are popping your cherry, man. Yeah, it's wild. So yeah, it's been a lot of that over the years. And yeah, it's something that we've always just wanted to do. I gather with you, some of it is we just need to be better as an industry.
Yeah.
And if we have to do that one at a time with an LO, with an LOA, with a processor, with an underwriter, whatever the case, with an account executive, whatever it is, then so be it, we'll do that. If we're able to help the masses a dozen at a time, 100 at a time, 1,000 at a time, then so be it. And obviously that shifts as the years go by, as far as how we're going to do it. But I think, like me, you have this intrinsic need to educate, to teach, to help people, which obviously is huge as a loan originator. That's why a lot of us do it in the first place. There just aren't that many jobs out there where you really, really get to help people and get paid well for it.
No doubt.
And I think a lot of it is that you just want to teach. You want to impart the knowledge that you've got.
I want to teach, but I want them to like soak it in and like go be successful. Like, I've made a lot of money. I've made other people a lot of money, and they love it, man. I've turned people in from like an AT&T salesman to a guy doing, 60, 80 million a year. And he does more than I do now. And I love it. And I'm so happy that he's crushing.
Okay. That's huge.
Yeah. And that's what I like to see. I want people, have fun and be successful doing this. Get good at your trade.
Well, I think that should be true for everybody that has chosen a career and not just a job.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I think that's a big part of what we see in mortgages, in real estate, in other places as well that are similar, where we've got a large ticket direct to consumer item, insurance, financial planning. There are a lot of people that come in and out and maybe back in and out, and they treat it like a job. Cubicle farms. People did that at the peak of COVID. As the market improves, then you get a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then when it's actually hard work, they leave.
Yeah, they run.
They don't want to do the work. So
they want to get paid, but they don't want to do the work.
For them, it's a job, not a career.
Yeah.
Okay. There just aren't that many people out there. You've got to assume, actually, it's really the people that are in the space now. Right. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was rumored that at the peak of the pandemic, we were reaching close to 1 million active federal mortgage licenses. And for 2025, less than 100,000 renewed.
Yeah. It's like an 80 or 90% decrease. It's crazy.
So 90% over that period of time, I don't know, 30, 36 months, whatever it was. Right. So you've got to assume the less than 100,000 people that are in it are career loan officers, or career mortgage loan originators. Okay, so when the rates go back down, or real estate prices go, whatever fluctuates in the market, you'll see that influx of people come in again. People start getting, telemarketed from the rocket cubicles, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it'll be different. The good news for all of you that are still doing it is you're going to be busier than you can handle anyway, because you've been doing the work just like Clayton's been doing all this time. And that's going to pay dividends when things do get loony-toony busy again. And you're going to have to deal with the fact that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be in the business that don't know guidelines.
No, they're just in there for the money. They just try to get a quick buck, or they're brand new. Or they're brand new and trying to learn this career.
Do you hear about that a lot, though? And this is a great subject because we never talk about it on the show. Do you really hear about new loan originators right now?
Not really. Hey, I don't know very many people getting into it.
I just got my NMLS license.
Yeah.
You never hear about those people.
It's been a while since. It's been a few months since I've heard one, probably.
And we're talking about one.
Yeah.
It's been a few months since you heard about one.
Yeah.
Not about a dozen or 100 or 1,000.
Yeah. No clue right
And
now. I
well,
don't know
and
the
that
last time
part
I
of
heard
it's
somebody
weird,
getting their license.
right?
Hmm.
And that part's really bizarre to me.
Yeah, because
Now,
back in the heyday, it was like 100 a day
oh, easy, yeah.
or more. Like it was
Well,
insane.
we're at a point now where we may be at, if we haven't gotten there. And for those of you that don't know, that aren't direct in the mortgage space, federal mortgage license numbers, NMLS numbers, are issued chronologically. If they go inactive, they don't reissue that number. And I think we're probably right about 3 million.
Oh,
I think you can find 7-digit NMLS numbers
yeah,
in excess of 2900000.
man,
Right.
that's wild.
Well, what's yours?
404-275.
404-275. I'm 208798.
Yeah, I started before they had it, just like you did. But then I went to after the crash, I went to Wells Fargo.
We were at a bank somewhere.
Yeah, I went to Wells Fargo for a couple of years.
Okay, and they did have a federal bank charter,
Yep.
which made them exempt from their mortgage loan originators having to have an individual NMLS number.
Yep.
For a little while.
For a little while, and then we all had to get them.
And then everybody had to get them. Right. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, right in the same era. And don't get me wrong, from 200,000 to 400,000, you're still talking about people that were in the mortgage business prior to there being a federal mortgage licensing standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're somewhere near 3 million now.
That is crazy.
And there are 90-some thousand active.
I wonder how many of those are people who didn't re-up and then they got issued a new one.
Ah, that's interesting. Didn't renew, took some time out.
Yeah, and then came back years
back.
later.
I don't know if that's how it works or not.
Because I don't think they give you the same NMLS number, right? They don't reactivate it?
I have no idea. That's a good question. Maybe one of our viewers or listeners will give us some insight as to what the real fact of the matter is with that. That's really interesting stuff. And I do know of a couple of tales where somebody thought they wanted to get into the space, couldn't pass the exam.
I know people who couldn't pass it 2-3 times, and then they have to wait. I think after you missed the third time, you had to wait
a year. I think it's a year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
I think if you fail it 3 times, oh God, yeah.
This isn't for you,
fail
bro.
it 3 times, you got to wait a year.
Yeah.
Now I've not heard tale of anybody failing 3 times, waiting a year, and then trying again.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who did it the 4th time. I think after they failed the 3rd and they said to wait a year, they're like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm going to go find
next career
else to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really one of the big differences. And I don't know that I could pass it today.
Man, I don't know. I've been pretty good with like guidelines and all that stuff forever, but I hear horror stories about the questions and they're getting harder and harder. But are they the same stuff? Like I don't.
Have you done your continuing ed for 25?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Of course not. Way too early.
Of course not. We still have 64 days to get
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to start soon, though. I'm trying to get them knocked out before the middle of December, hopefully.
And that's another interesting piece, in the sense a lot of our audience is in the real estate space, and that's going to vary state to state. Real estate agents, you guys are not regulated on a national basis, only on a state-by-state basis. I have no idea what goes on in Nevada. In Colorado, we just went from having a 3-year window to complete basically the same number of CE hours. I think you had to do like 24 over 3 years, every 3 years. And now it's gone to 2.
I think Nevada's 2, but I may be wrong. I'm not 100% sure.
And of course, in the mortgage space, you got to do it every year.
Yes, every year.
Now in the real estate space, there's a wide variety of content available that qualifies for continuing education.
Mm-hmm.
In the mortgage space, it's the same damn boring federal law for 8 hours, another 2 on state law that rarely changes over and over. It's absolutely
But we got to stay up on the same stuff
every year.
Every year.
It's really interesting. So years ago, one of the mortgage continuing education schools reached out to me, and it's the one I had used for my continuing ed, both as a new, and I wasn't a new loan originator, but when the licensing standard came about, we were all new. And then for my continuing ed year over year, and they asked if I would teach the content. I was like, yeah, I'd love to teach. I'm in the space. I guess that makes sense. They said, great, come on in. We'll go through the next year's coursework. You'll automatically get your credits. and then we'll start putting you on the schedule to teach the classes. And we spent half a day going through this giant, 4-inch 3-ring binder of the crap that you got to go through with your students every year.
Yeah.
And I took it home and I thought about it for a few days, and I called them and I said, I can't do it. I love to teach. I love being in the mortgage space, but this content is so redundant and so boring that I cannot teach it. I cannot bring
it's the worst
enthusiasm to it to teach it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely painful. And I love to teach and speak and engage and help people, and certainly people in our space better their career, but this doesn't do that. Talking about how to lead gen and working on your social media and working on your video and working on your team structure and your branding and your writing and on and on. These are the things that I absolutely adore and absolutely help seeing people propel themselves in their career. But the identical year over year, redundant, boring stuff that we all have to study every year and take every year it's terrible. It's awful.
That is a good word.
And everybody else will sympathize with biosig.
Oh man, I'm not even going to tell you what my code is for that thing, but I'm pretty sure you can fucking figure it out.
Oh, I'll bet we could figure it out. Yeah, and those are actually the ones where I see people getting creative about their biosig, because when I'm doing the coursework, I'll switch around between my computer, my laptop, my phone, whatever it is. And having to do your biosig with the tip of your finger on your phone versus doing it with your mouse on the computer. Yeah, it's.
I'm telling you, game changer. Use an iPad and use your finger. It's so fast.
That's the way to do it.
Or if you don't use iPad or iPad,
tablet.
Use a tablet. Yeah,
use your tablet. Do it with your finger. Okay, there's the one pro tip. The one nugget we're going to get from Clay this time is use a tablet and your finger for your biosig.
Yep, and put it right next to you on the desk.
For those of you that are not federally licensed mortgage loan originators, every time you log into continue or to start or to continue your continuing education work, these video classes every year, you have to write in your 4-digit code, letters or numbers or symbols or whatever it is that you initially established. And if it is not a spot on match every time, you will spend more time trying to log into the biosig than you will actually taking the 10 hours.
I broke a mouse once because it wouldn't do it. And I was like, this is terrible. I can't believe this is happening. Like, I got stuff to do and I can't keep getting kicked out.
Okay, so there you go. Touchscreen, fingertip.
Touchscreen is the way. Yes.
Yeah. All right, good tip right
for me.
There.
It's worked great. It's working wonderful.
You got any other great tips to give us, Clay? Because that's one.
That's one. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can come up with something else.
All right. Anything we can do to get under 10 seconds in the quarter mile? You got any tips there?
Lose weight. Get somebody. If I had somebody else drive my car, it would be a lot faster.
That's so funny because I was contemplating, just because I'm a car guy, I do have some fast cars, and one of them I was contemplating swapping out the hood for carbon. And my 21-year-old son, who is also a car guy, in fact, he's probably surpassed me, Apple don't fall far, nice. Patted me on the belly and said, hey, if you really want to shave weight, start with you.
Start with you. Yeah. My buddy did that to me once. He goes, bro, you're like 250. I'm like, yeah. He goes, imagine if you had somebody for 150, because every 100 pounds cuts off like a tenth roughly.
Wow. So, which is about what I'd save on the carbon hood.
Yeah. And that thing's pretty expensive though.
Sometimes. It'd be cheaper and easier to lose weight.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay.
And you think of doors and other stuff, and it's just never ending.
So there you guys have it. If you are a car guy and you want your car to go faster, and you're a large car guy, shed a few pounds.
Yeah.
And your car will go faster.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
all right. There's your tips for today, folks. Go on a diet and use the tablet for your biosig.
There you go.
All right. We're going to have a whole nation of car people, loan originators that know how to do their biosig. All right.
You're welcome.
Clay, that's I know that went by like the blink of an eye, but I told you this would be painless. That
I'm ready for the next one.
We weren't going to hurt you. Well, let's do that.
I'll be more prepared this time.
We'll book you on another episode. No, you did fine because it's just supposed to be a conversation.
Yeah, no.
What
You know,
works? What doesn't? Where'd you come
yeah,
from? What are you doing? What do you like
yeah.
about the business? What do you dislike about the business?
Oh,
We covered a lot of that.
yeah.
Well, we know you dislike having to teach underwriters guidelines.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, not your job.
Not my job.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching or listening that are in the space that Clayton and I are in, your job is to originate loans. Your job is to
Yes.
originate the business. You're a loan originator.
Yeah. The worst
If
is when you
you
have to take time and email them back and forth because they won't pick up the phone.
Oh, and
uh,
yeah, if there are things in that job where I have to interrupt my job of being a loan originator to be a guideline educator or whatever the case may be,
yeah.
then yeah, not only am I cranky, but my team is cranky. And the underwriter that you're talking to when that happens, they should be cranky. Because
Yeah.
if you're not out there originating loans, then neither of you has a job.
Yep.
So yeah,
To be fair, this hasn't happened lately though. My new place at Envoy, underwriters have been pretty amazing so
they're
far.
doing a
So
good job. Hey, there's a
yeah,
nice plug.
yeah,
Yeah, if you're looking for really good underwriting on the retail side, Envoy
yeah.
may be the place to be. Reach out to Clay. And if you are a consumer, not that our consumer audience is all that big, and I need to buy or refinance a home in Las Vegas, how should I find you? Other than
Go to
Googling 777 boom
so you can Google me, but
or the
yeah,
Lone
so
Racer.
that's the
Yeah,
fastest way.
Clay's not hiding, everybody.
No, you can find me.
If you Google Clay Mortgages Las Vegas,
It
I
pops up.
guarantee he's gonna pop up. Yeah, you're gonna find him. Well, thanks for doing this, Clay. I know it's hard to carve
Absolutely,
this
man.
kind of time out on a Monday
No, it's cool.
morning.
No
And
worries.
I can't even remember if we're in the same time zone.
Nope,
Mountain?
I'm 1 hour before.
You're in Pacific.
I'm Pacific. Yep.
All right. So, for those of you watching or listening live or in syndication, you can catch new live episodes on Mondays at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern, on Mondays on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And the podcast is up on Wednesdays on Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. Other than that, for all the shit that you guys want to know about Just the Tips Coaching, go check out justthetipscoaching.com. You can find other episodes of the show, our weekly video blog, The Little Tip. I don't know what else we do. I've written a few books on the subject. You can find those there. We do an annual conference in the fall, the Mile High Mastermind. Yeah, you can find all kinds of cool stuff. And other than that, thanks for carving it out, Clay. I appreciate it,
I
brother.
appreciate you, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
no
me on.
sweat. Yeah, don't go anywhere because I'll give you a
Gotcha.
few bits and pieces about what we're going to do. I will run our extra. For those of you watching or listening live or in syndication, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week with another episode of How I Met Your Mortgage.